Welcome to today's financial news update from quantbyte.io. Live cattle futures have increased by $1.25 to $1.75 in the front months. Preliminary open interest rose by 2,828 contracts. 10 deliveries were tendered against October's live cattle at Amarillo. Cash trade has not yet begun this week. Corn prices remain relatively steady, trading within a narrow range. Prices are slightly lower by 2 cents, but have still managed to post small gains in futures trading over the past session. Open interest has seen a minor shift, with ownership rotating upwards by just 470 contracts. Overall, corn prices have made modest increases, with the national average cash price up 1.75 cents. The wheat complex experienced a surge in value across 3 markets on Tuesday. CBT soft red wheat futures closed 3 to 4 cents higher, indicating increased investor interest, with an additional 5,353 contracts of open interest added. The Kansas City hard red winter, HRW, market also maintained strength during this period. Cotton prices have declined by 22 to 30 points, while futures have experienced losses of 8 to 25 points across various contracts. Additionally, the U.S. dollar index has fallen to $98.815 and crude oil is down by $0.85 per barrel. A recent online auction for cotton resulted in 628 bales being sold. Lean hog futures saw mixed results, with some October contracts closing slightly higher due to expirations. However, most other lean hog futures experienced losses of $1.50 to $1.70. Long liquidation continued, with preliminary open interest down 3,091 contracts. The USDA reported a national base hog price increase to $93.05, up from the previous day's level by 76 cents. Corn futures saw a moderate increase of 1 to 2.25 cents, with the national average cash price rising by 1.75 cents to $3.70 1 quarter. USDA data also showed a significant surge in corn export shipments, reaching 1.129 MMT, 44.47 BU, and marking a substantial 119.74% increase over the previous period. Cotton futures declined significantly across various contracts, ranging from 8 to 25 points in losses. The U.S. dollar index also fell by $0.215, reaching $98.815. Additionally, crude oil prices decreased by $0.85 per barrel. In a separate development, an online auction resulted in the sale of 628 bales at an average price of 60.94 cents per pound. Live cattle futures experienced gains of $1.25 to $1.75 across the front months, while feeder cattle futures rose by $4.30 to $4.70. Deliveries were made in Amarillo, with 10 tenders tendered. Cash trade has not begun this week, maintaining last week's price range at $234 to $235. The wheat complex experienced a surge in prices across all 3 major markets, including CBT soft red wheat, KCHRW futures, and MPLS spring wheat. Prices rose by 3 to 4 cents for CBT, 6 to 7.25 cents for KCHRW, and gains were also seen for MPLS spring wheat, although specific amounts were not specified. Lean hog futures declined by $1.50 to $1.70 on Tuesday, while October futures rose by a nickel as they expired. The USDA's national base hog price increased by 76 cents to $93.05, but the CME lean hog index dropped another 86 cents. U.S. stock market update. The S&P 500 index declined by 0.16% at close, while the Dow Jones Industrials Index rose by 0.44%. The Nasdaq 100 index dropped by 0.69% in a mixed performance across major U.S. indices. Additionally, December E-mini S&P futures fell by 0.2%. The U.S. dollar index, DXY00, declined by 0.24%, reversing its overnight gain. ECB President Lagarde's positive comments boosted the euro, weighing on the dollar. Additionally, the ongoing U.S. government shutdown remains a bearish factor for the currency. Acast, a leading podcasting company, has appointed Anders Hagg as its new chief financial officer and deputy CEO. This appointment is expected to bring significant financial expertise to the company's leadership team. U.S. stock indices have risen, with the S&P 500 up 0.73%, the Dow Jones Industrials up 0.64%, and the Nasdaq 100 up 0.81%. Soybean prices are steady to slightly lower in morning trading, holding on to previous day's gains. Despite opening at losses, contracts closed within a narrow range of 1 to 2 cents below Tuesday's highs. Open interest data shows a significant increase of 2013 contracts. The national average cash bean price remains relatively stable. Stay informed with quantbyte.io for the latest financial news.